I changed religion. I didn't find a new religion.
You're a teacher?
I'm a teacher
Teacher of what?
of spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Okay. Which one?
Yeah,
There are several.
there are several. That's what the people who don't know anything about the Bible, they said which one, especially our Muslim friend.
Okay.
I myself am ex-Muslim, so I left Islam.
You're
It took
an
me about
ex-Muslim.
almost 8 years to come out of Islam.
Did you change your name when you
I
left
changed my
Islam?
name, yeah.
Okay. Do you mind me asking what your name was before?
My name was Mustafa.
Was
Mustafa.
Mustafa. Okay. So from Mustafa to Christopher.
Yeah.
Christopher, obviously meaning Christ,
Yeah, the bearer of Christ.
the bearer of Christ. Okay. And what made you want to change religion?
Well, I changed religion. I didn't find a new religion. I still believe that I found a savior, but I am not content. I'm not happy with the way I see people here, especially in Hyde Park. And a few times I have been preaching in Shepherd Bush, and I've been arrested by police just talking about Jesus, and Muslim got upset. Our Muslim friend in Shepherd Bush. So I have been giving up my preaching for almost 7-8 months.
Okay.
And now I am trying to really, reason almost everything. It's not the way we interact. It's not the way we talk to each other. Because we are human beings.
Yeah.
I used to because of my, I came from northern Iraq. About when Saddam Hussein was in power.
Okay.
So we are oppressed by the majority. We were in the minority. We had. I've been through a lot.
Minority as in Kurdish
As a
minority?
Kurd, yeah. As a
Okay.
Kurd.
So as a Kurd, you were oppressed by Saddam Hussein. He was an Arab nationalist, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So he was oppressing you for nationalist reasons, not religious reasons.
No religious reasons, that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
because the majority of Kurdish are Muslim. They are Sunni Muslim,
Yeah.
and Saddam himself was a Sunni.
Yeah. So he
but-
should have been their friend. Why
Yeah.
didn't he like the Kurds?
Well, because the problem is we have other Kurd in that area, because it's not only Iraq. We have Turkey, we have
Yeah.
Iran, we have Syria,
Yeah.
which is these 4 countries.
So Kurdistan spans several independent
That's
nations.
right, that's right.
So
So-
they wanted independence, and Saddam Hussein didn't want to lose a part of Iraq
That's
to an
right.
independent Kurdistan.
Yeah.
I believe the area around Erbil now is quite autonomous.
Well, it's semi-autonomous because we are not officially recognized by the West, like American and British, France
But
and German.
didn't Saddam Hussein recognize a Kurdish region?
No, he didn't. He gave
did
us
he-
some
did-
freedom. He gave
okay.
us some freedom, like for example, school was at Kurdish. We had TV in Kurdish.
Okay.
All kind of talking apart from university. So when you go to university, then you have to study in Arabic.
Okay.
So everything
he
was in
granted a
Kurdish.
level of freedom but not autonomy to the Kurdish region.
Not only autonomy. If you go back to the history, I'm sure you know about that. In 1988, well, before 1988, there's 1 year when he got into power. He burned down about 40,000 villages.
Is this the Anfal campaign?
No, before the Anfal. Before even 1988, when Halabja was poisoned. Just in 1979, I think, 1980 he came to power. In 1981, he burned down about 40,000 villages because they were sheltered to the Peshmerga. Right now the Peshmerga are fighting. So that was one area he made a mistake. And then in 1988, he poisoned Halabja. About 5,000 people died. And then we had the Anfal operation, which is one of surah in the Quran. So many people were
Spoils of war.
spoiled of the.
Is that right?
Yeah, but basically you just want to get rid of the Kurdish nationality, not nationalism, like what you have at the moment.
Separatism. Have
So-
the Peshmerga always been Kurdish separatist fighters
Yes.
against Iraq or against anybody?
Iraq, Iran, Turkey, and Syria.
Okay, so they have a lot of opponents. What's the difference between the Peshmerga and the PKK?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, in my opinion and in my point of view, PKK and Peshmerga are the same.
Okay.
But unfortunately, PKK are in a blacklist, or they are categorized as the terrorists by the United Nations. So that's why the Turkey are getting involved in Syria, and even in part of Iraq where I come from. Turkish government are heavily engaged in oppressing and or taking taking part in dealing with the Kurdish area.
Because in this country we hear a lot of good things about the Peshmerga.
That's right.
And they fought against ISIS. Oh, they're brilliant.
I mean, everybody knows that even within the UK, the politicians, they believe if there was no Peshmerga, probably 100% the ISIS will take over this land for like.
Why did Britain and America arm and help and support the Peshmerga rather than the Syrian government, who were also fighting ISIS?
Well, I'm very illiterate in politics. I don't know much about politics. I don't want to go, but as far as I know, British and Americans, they have their own interest in the Middle East, especially in this country, like in Iraq, which has money oil, a lot of oil. So they have their own interest. They don't care about the Kurdish, whether they be independent or whether they will be part of Iraq. They don't care about that. They need their own interest. And that's a reality. Everybody knows that.
Of course, and I think that's why they would like to use non-state actors to do their work, because then they can decide what happens afterwards. Just finally on this country and the Kurdish history, how do you feel about Winston Churchill?
I mean, Winston Churchill, I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about the history between the Kurdish and the Churchill at that time. But as far as I know, because of the Kurdish, they are very radical. Even back then, they were radical. If you know about Salahuddin Ayyubi, he was a Kurd.
This is the Muslim leader.
Yeah, Muslim leader, which he could fight for the Kurdish state, but instead of fighting of the Kurdish state, he fought for Islam. And we
Funny
had
enough, Saddam Hussein liked him.
Yeah, he did like him.
Yeah.
And now even our political party, like even the secular party, they admire Salahuddin Ayyubi. They admire him, and when his celebration comes, they all chant about him. But in my opinion, I say Salahuddin Ayyubi made a big mistake. If he was fighting for the but come back to the Churchill. In my opinion, Churchill was a good leader, but probably we as a Kurd, because they were extremists, some of them were secular, but we had the Sheikh Mahmoud, Malik Mahmoud. So Malik Mahmoud was standing up against the British government and fighting against the British government, and he was arrested and put in exile to India. So I mean, if my people and people at that time were aligned with the British, probably we will be independent now. But because of that political, misunderstanding between the British and Kurdish, that would happen. Even if you know about the Republic of Mahabad in Iran, about 1 year, less than 1 year, we had a republic.
Okay.
But it was put down by the Iran and by the support of Russia to the Iranian
So there
Shah.
was an independent autonomous...
It was for almost 1 year, less than 1 year. Independent state, republic recognized by the West. Everything was okay, but it's collapsed,
Must have been a memorable year.
Yes, it is really. And now I am here actually in the UK for almost 21 years, and I just went back to see my mom about 4 weeks ago, and I don't feel home anymore back home, because everybody are involved, getting busy, doing their own business, making money, and I was really isolated for about 4 weeks, lonely, and I came back here. I look at the people here, the way they debate with each other. You almost see the hatred, and you see the aggression, which I don't, because we are human beings. So I had been preaching for almost 7 months, 8 months, and I am trying to take different step or see religious in a different angle. Not who am I to judge you, or who am I to belittle you as a human being? Before you are having a religion or having any identity, you are human being like me.
That's right. Human first.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for speaking to me.
Like Julian.